What's going on, guys? If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Vic. Some people call me Vic Wavy. I have a 2008 Honda Civic, which I kind of converted FD2. And I also have a 2010 LX Civic, which is currently the daily right now, and I'm gonna be working on that as well. So first thing we're gonna do on the Civic Si is basically do a tire rotation. And normally you're supposed to do that every oil change, so that way tires wear evenly and they last a lot longer. I haven't did that since I got these tires, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Now, normally with regular tires, you're gonna take the front ones, bring them straight back. So the two in the front go straight back, and then the rears, they cross them. So the driver rear will be passenger front, and the passenger rear will be driver front. That's normally how Honda, or when I worked at Honda, told us to do so. But because these are Kumo Extas, they are a directional tire. As you can see, it does say rotation, and you always want to check. You know, some people don't really know about it, but these do go a certain direction, and as long as the arrow is facing forward, you should be okay. So I got the driver's side up in the air. Loosen the lug nuts. Always loosen the lug nuts before you lift it, unless you have power tools. I don't have any power tools right now, so we're just doing it the old-fashioned way. I'm gonna take off the tire, and we're gonna see the condition is. As you can see, it's kind of even wear right now. I do see some marks here on the outside, so I'm guessing it's probably the fender, but yeah, it's actually a really big chunk. I mean, overall, tire seems to be in good condition aside from the scratching on the side here from the fender, but tread is still very good and evenly worn. You can see this metal piece here is probably cutting into the tire, so I don't know, I might hammer this up a little bit maybe, just to make sure that it does clear. That way it's not hitting. All right, so I got the driver rear tire off, and same thing. These are definitely a lot more tread than these. That's the reason why I'm putting these back up front, so that way I can prolong the life of my tires. If you guys are curious, tire specs is 225/40 R18. These are an Anki wheel off of, I believe, either a JDM Odyssey or the FD2 from Japan. Got Anki there, and being that this is a Japanese wheel, see 18 by 7.5, the offset is very high, so that's how you know it's JDM spec, because offsets are so damn high over there. I don't know. That's why I had to go with some spacers, and I'm probably actually going to check the spacers and make sure that they are secure, and yeah, before I put these back on. So I went ahead and dropped this side. I just basically just tightened till they were tight. And then once it's on the ground and I know that, you know, there's load on it, I'm gonna go ahead and start torquing them down. With the torque wrench, Honda spec is 80 foot-pounds or pound-feet, however you wanna say it. Because this is like I don't want to say like a bad brand because it is a Pittsburgh torque wrench. I kind of do like maybe like 2 pounds.
Oh.
Fail. All right, so camera just fell. Normally I do 2 foot-pounds over just to compensate if it is short. You want to stick with recommended torque specs because that's what Honda recommends, but I did notice that a lot of tests on these torque wrenches are a little bit off. So I'm gonna compensate and just do 82, just call it safe at that, and then torque these up, and then we'll do the other side. Also, if you guys don't know how to set a torque wrench, I'll let you guys know there are different readings. So this is Newton meters, and it's different for every torque wrench, so might not be specific. This is what we want. This is foot-pounds. As you can see, there are numbers on there, and we want to be at the 80 and then add 2. So I'll go ahead and twist it now so you guys can see what that looks like. I'll try to do this while filming, but basically you just want to go ahead and loosen up this bottom locking screw here, and you kind of want to turn it till you get to the 80. This would be 80 here. So notice you have 0 here, which is reading in the middle, and the line is right at 0. And like I said, I want to go to 82, so I will twist it another 2, which will be here, and 82. Read that. So I'm gonna go ahead and lock this in place. Make sure it's not loose. And we're gonna go ahead and torque these down. And you always wanna do in a star pattern. So you're gonna start, in my case, with the locking lug nut. And then you wanna go directly across. And then come back up, just basically in a star pattern. And you are good. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side real quick and see if that kind of helps the vibration. Put you guys on time lapse, and then we'll take a quick test drive. All the wheels are torqued down to spec, and tires rotated properly. And you always want to make sure to double check just to go around one more time before you drive off with the vehicle. Also, make sure that your lock is still not on here. I've seen many people drive off and the lock just flies up, hits the fender. Always double check, make sure everything is solid, and that way when you're on the road, you don't have to worry about anything. So I want to check vibration, and I want to check to make sure that if indeed this does fix the issue, you know, maybe start looking into suspension, maybe like ball joints, bushings, things of that nature. It could just be the mounts, but when I did the detent springs, which I will be doing a review on shortly, mounts look pretty solid.
You're gonna feel it
right, guys, so far so good. No shaking at high speeds, and the real test will be on the freeway, but for right now, pretty satisfied. I think it did help a little bit. And again, I do want to check the bushings, ball joints, all that other extra stuff later on down the road, but for right now, I am satisfied. And yeah, make sure you guys rotate your tires, save some money.